This morning I woke up thinking about Botticelli.
What is happening to me?
I wasn't thinking about Botticelli because he is so charming. I was thinking about him because he made some of the most famous paintings in the world. For example, if we think about the birth of Venus, there are so many versions.
Jamendo.com. Jamendo.com.
So I started learning more about that painting. The Birth of Venus is a painting from the Renaissance. It was made in 1485, which means that at the time, 90% of the paintings were religious, and when they weren't religious, they were portraits. So paintings such as this one, of a mythological character, were a new art form. The main character of the painting is, of course, Venus, the Roman goddess of love, beauty, and fertility. She represented intellectual love. She was chosen for this painting mostly because she represented fertility. This painting was made for the headboard of newlyweds' bed. So yes, you heard that right. Can you imagine getting to someone's home and seeing that painting behind them and then being all like, oh baby, you know this painting is gonna help us tonight. This painting was also the first female nude that wasn't of a biblical character, which made Venus into a total sex symbol. This gives us an idea of what this painting would look like today. In this painting, Venus is idealized. She has this perfect skin and this posture that resembles a statue. It was said that the earth would bloom when she arrived. And the last thing we can say about Venus is that she was the personification of the mother. On the left, we have two characters, Zephyrus and Chloris. Zephyrus is the god of wind, and Chloris is the nymph of spring and flowers. She turns into the goddess Flora after they get married. Although that's a little bit tricky because actually she was kidnapped by Zephyrus. Some say it's not Chloris, but actually Aura, the nymph of the breeze, and together they represent spiritual passion. On the right, we have a different character. It's Aura, the goddess of seasons. Although some say she's actually Flora, the goddess of spring and flowers, the one we were speaking about before. On her neck, she has myrtle, which is an aphrodisiac and a symbol of love. And behind her, we have a sacred tree for Venus. So, everything is ready for her arrival. Another important factor in this painting are the roses. They were known as the flower of Venus, and they represent love and fertility. But they remind us that love can be painful. That's why they have thorns. The other important part of the painting is the shell. According to Christianity, it represented baptism and resurrection, and according to paganism, it represented female sexual organs and fertility. I won't go into detail about what Botticelli wanted to show. So after that little research, I knew what my illustration must have. It must have a sexy woman, wind, and with wind comes movement, roses, and a shell. So I started by sketching some sexy figures of women in, contemporary clothes and different poses, but I really didn't like any of it. My new problem was I wanted to use some psychedelic colors, so I had these 3 paintings, and I didn't know how I could use it with that painting in mind. Since I wanted a psychedelic feeling, I took Botticelli's painting and started thinking of ways in which I could distort the image to make it, more psychedelic. So I was thinking about it and decided to change the perspective in order for me to be looking at the painting from below. And that's when I had the idea, because I thought if I'm looking at the Botticelli from below, then I'm looking at it from under the water. That's when I remembered this beautiful art installation of a swimming pool by Leandro Elrich and took it as reference of how bodies look like from below the water and started sketching again. Then I got this figure and I liked it. I thought it was interesting, so then I did a little color sketch and a sketch of the colors with the figure I had made, and so I was ready to start painting.
Jamendo.com.
That was all for today. See you next time. Bye.